Let us meet Mr. Ajay Jain, who is the head of Indian design studio, Tata Motors. Hey Ajay, thanks so much for your time. So
My
I
pleasure.
wanted to understand certain things because this is 91 when I was a child. No, not a child, of course. In 91, I saw this vehicle carrying the Chief Minister of Jayalalitha. Sierra, it's really nice. So what I wanted to ask you is the older Sierra has a strong emotional connect, okay, and recognizable elements. How did you preserve the heritage cues of an iconic SUV? Then it was an iconic SUV, such as silhouette, grille, shape, stance, window line, without slipping into forced retro design or making the vehicle look outdated?
Murli, that is a superb question. And I almost get the feeling that's the only question you have. So I'm going to give it a fair due. So the simple answer is we did that through emotion. Because you know that emotion you were talking to me about when you first saw it with Jayalalitha, in the car. And when I first saw it, it's like, wow, this an Indian car? This is not like
Yeah.
tooling from somewhere else put together in India. This is actually designed and developed in India. It's so futuristic. It felt like this is more futuristic than anything else I've seen on the road. So it is that emotion and that a feeling that we had that was the guiding thing. So like you said, we didn't take any templates or copy and paste or just literal translations. We first started with that emotion. Then we started with that sense of pride, like this was at the time, it was so flush, and so seamless, so contemporary, that we said that's what we have to create, that sense of national pride, that this is such a cool car that it's Tata Sierra is almost better than the other SUVs, in the world. So we wanted to create that symbol of the most high-tech car, but coming from India. So that sense of national pride, those two emotions, that is what guided us. That is what guided our leadership. Every time our leadership saw a sketch or a scale model or a proposal, they all had that look in their eye where we knew, that childhood fantasy, that childhood dream has come alive.
Yeah.
And then the elements, we've reinterpreted them. So if you imagine, it's been 34 years since the first Sierra came out, and you look at any other iconic cars, they're on almost a fourth or fifth generation of that. Here, we have the advantage and not the baggage of the other four in between. So we just took the leapfrog and we went from generation 1 to generation 5.
Why?
And we could, use the latest technologies, use the latest, everything we did. We looked at what is the best in the world and what do we want to put in here, and then reinterpret that.
The evolution has been from mission of motion to car full of emotions.
It's definitely been a mission, but it has been a mission that has been driven by emotion. And when you have emotion, things just go into motion.
Fantastic. So customers expect advanced features, no? Cleaner surface, modern proportions. The challenge is blending classic character with contemporary minimalism without making the vehicle feel dated or gimmicky. How did you manage this?
Again, it's that sense of feeling and emotion. And one of the things that we wanted is looking at the Tata Sierra from 91 today. It is timeless. It is still beautiful. So we wanted to create something that is not at all following the fashion. It's not following any of the trends. It is not following where others have gone before. It's a pioneering product. So we just created something that was felt like really timeless and elegant. And then to try and resolve that and find the technical solutions that is going to allow us to do this.
Okay.
So we didn't let trends guide us. We didn't let technology guide us. We defined what we wanted, and then we found the technology to achieve that.
Very interesting, very interesting. Older Sierra was present when there was no specific regulation, no? Not only emissions, like pedestrian, no safety, protection norms, aerodynamics, because it was a very boxy thing. But now you have all the regulations, a lot of restrictions. Your hands are literally tied. How did you swim across design this?
Um, yeah, I mean, Murali, I like to put my. I'm sure if you spoke to the guys in 1991, they would have not said that they don't have any restrictions. They probably had restrictions as well. They probably had restrictions in the kind of quality manufacturing, the kind of suppliers that they had in the ecosystem, the kind of manufacturing they had coming from a commercial vehicle setup. So restrictions are always there. But in design, tell a designer about restrictions, you are challenging us, and we are going to make sure that we go beyond those restrictions and do something new. So restrictions is a part of the profession. It's always going to be there. They're always going to be new, and it is our role. It is our role. It is our professionalism, our responsibility to work within those restrictions. I don't think at any time. I think in 30 years, when the next rebirth of Sierra is happening, somebody will be asking the same question that we didn't have restrictions. So it's just part of the process. It's just part of the industry, and it's part of our design process. But also there are certain things that are very liberating. There's a lot of technology. There's a lot of like the crazy slim headlamps, the seamless flushness of the glass, and the no visible rubber seal glazing, the massive sunroof. All of those things were not possible. The original Sierra, it looked very glassy because we were kids. We were looking up at the car, and we thought that the glass is going all the way until you sat inside it. But it was a steel roof. This one has this massive sunroof, so it's actually more glassy.
Absolutely.
So with technology, restrictions are coming, but with technology, there's also liberations, and you just have to work within them.
One more observation that I have was, earlier the Sierra didn't have many features. Today you have a lot of sensors. You need to provide space for all this, and in spite of all this, the interiors look larger. How did you package this?
So again, we've been breathing Sierra for the last 6 years. The Sierra at the time had a lot of features. It had adjustable steering column. It had the shifter. There's always technological features, and then adding those features. The challenge is not packaging them as much, because a lot of these things are becoming electronic. They are getting through miniaturization, and in the same volume of a car, we are packing more and more and more. And that's just the reality of the way consumer electronics or products, or definitely cars, are heading. So that's a reality. The challenge, Murali, is to actually try and make sure that everything works seamlessly. That everything is focused on the driving experience or the passenger experience, that the clutter of information and technology and features does not fight against each other and still gives you that cohesive. That's the challenge, not so much how we package them, how we interact with them, that no feature dominates the whole, the sum of the whole.
Okay, interesting. I'm sure you would have worked a lot on the lightweighting, new materials, etc. But how did you retain the rugged feel, go anywhere character of a traditional SUV while making it lighter, more aerodynamic? Earlier it was not that much, and efficient to meet the modern efficiency expectations.
That's a very good question. A lot of our engineers have done really wonderful things to retain the structure, retain the structural rigidity, meet all the safety norms, and get into a much lighter weight monocoque. So of course, that's the answer. Going to a monocoque already gives us that. but we created a stance, with 740 OD tires and 19-inch wheels and sticking right out. We've given the car the stance to be really planted and rugged. Then the fact that we have got India's, our most sophisticated manufacturing line, where all the gaps and flush is super tight.
Yes, okay.
So it looks much more homogeneous and much more seamless, and it gives it that sense of ruggedness, but that also really helps in the aerodynamics and in the flow of the air. So it's a good aesthetic, it's a high level of perceived quality, and it's a not just a feeling of efficiency, it's actually giving it efficiency. So we've been able to keep that go away from a car that looks like an assembly of panels to look like a monolithic object.
Yeah, the interior is really awesome. You have given I mean, what kind of user experience that you would like to provide with with the cluster that goes from this pillar to almost the other pillar?
We would like every customer to choose the infotainment and the interior environment that suits their need. As we talked about, we are inspired by creating a living room or a living space
Yeah, yeah.
in a motive environment, right? So I don't think your living room or my living room will be identical. We might have the same big TV
Dimensions.
and the same big sound system, but the way we orient it, or the way we use it, or the way we interact, or the way the rest of our family interacts with it will be slightly different. So we feel that we have given you that, we have given all the customers a interior environment that they will choose and customize for their needs and their preferences. It's like we've given you the living room. How you sit in that living room, how you interact with it, is obviously very personal.
Great. Ajay, wonderful talking to you.
Wonderful
Thank you
talking.
for
Thank you.
enlightening me on many things
Thank
on
you
the
so much.
design aspects. Loved it. Thanks so
Thanks
much.
a lot.
Yeah.
Really
Thank
nice
you.
meeting you.